Okay, so let's talk then Neuralink. So Neuralink,
Yes.
you can get this chip into your head, and if you're blind, you can get this projection of everything that is going on around you, right?
Sign me up. I love this stuff. I'm a big
But it works
biohacking
this
guy.
way, right?
Yes.
So how can you be sure that they project that is literally around you and not the things that they want you to see?
For
Because
Neuralink,
yes, because that's basically
well, right now,
simulation.
I think the simulation that's very down the road. I think right now they're just doing simulation where you can control items with brainwaves right now. In the future, of course, maybe there's some holographic sort of visualization that they can do on these things, and that would be very interesting. Obviously, hugely problematic. Everything that we go in these high technology areas, I said about 3 years ago that the biggest things that would come into play would be crypto and CRISPR.
What is that?
CRISPR, CRISPR. It's a genetic type of approach towards doing healing and doing. Basically, it's finite editing of DNA strands. It won the Pulitzer Prize for two women about 5 years ago, and CRISPR, for example, has just been used on an infant to help regain eyesight. It's been used in many instances to help genetic diseases, but it also has some problematic things. In China, they've been using CRISPR to make
Super soldiers?
but close. Dogs, super dogs. There's a gene in dogs that says, hey, for a greyhound, for example, once you get to a certain point of muscle mass, stop. Well, they edited that DNA strand to say, don't stop. And now you have these huge, like beastly, muscly greyhound dogs that were edited using CRISPR. The thing is, CRISPR is revolutionary because the cost of gene editing until this point has been tens of thousands of dollars. And now for basically a lab in your garage, you could do this for a couple of $1,000s, is doing these really unique gene edits. So it's gonna be hugely impactful on people's lives.
But after birth or before?
Both, in fact. So they've been able to use, for example, fetal DNA tracking, where they can say this child is going to be developing a rare disease and be able to gene edit that as well. That's challenging. It's hugely promising in those cases that are rare, where a child has a significant heart disease or otherwise. Correct. But it's going to be problematic in some ways. Like, I got the latest swab from George Clooney. Do you want your kids to have his eyes?
Yeah. Is it true that you can choose the color of your kids' eyes?
Technically, yes.
But you're basically playing God.
You are in many ways, right?
Are you okay with this?
I think it has huge implications, and we are way behind on the legalities of what needs to be put in place there. So it's hugely impactful. CRISPR is going to have a huge impact.
So are you good with this as a man of God?
I'm not good with that. No, I think basically you should use CRISPR in ways that can prolong people's lives and help with diseases.
After birth.
But you could also do that, in vitro. There's in vitro technologies that you can use to help a child who might be developing, for example, a severe heart disease, so that the heart develops correctly. But yeah, it has huge implications. I'm not gonna lie, it's fraught with ethical demands. So,
because if you can make very muscular, quote unquote, people, that's basically your myostatins is something.
Yeah,
that's the word, right?
Biohacking this is biohacking to the nth degree, right? It's more than just taking vitamins and going into your pressure chamber. This is beyond the realm. This is DNA editing. This is Jurassic Park type of stuff.
It all comes down basically to ethics. But since big countries don't have, I won't say any ethics in the military industry, they're going to make those super soldiers 100%.
They totally will.
No pain, muscular, quick, fast twitching muscles.
The question is, will they find any kids? I mean, the problem, I keep coming back to it, it's like China is going to become a lot older, becomes more powerful. And so those things are I always look to where the puck is headed. And right now, that Wayne Gretzky phrase, Wayne Gretzky, the great hockey player, someone asked him and said, why were you so successful, right? And he said, I was always successful because I went to where the puck was going, not to where it is, right? And if you look to where the puck is going right now, it really is artificial intelligence, some of this high advanced CRISPR stuff, and of course, the factor of total fertility rates plummeting throughout the world. In the end, you can make all the super soldiers you want, you can conquer the world, but you got no people to populate it. You got all these octogenarians on.
Yeah, but they can pay a lot of money for instance, for Chinese women to give birth to a lot of kids.
Will they culturally, though? That's the problem. It's so embedded in their culture, the one-child policy. It's tough for them to break out of it.
It's a communist country. They don't care about it.
Well, that's the curious thing. It's really it's a communist country, but it's very very regionally organized, right? And when you go down there, you realize in China that they have regional factions that basically are far more in control than Beijing ever is. And when it comes down to it, culturally, they can't rid themselves of the one-child policy. They can demand all they want, but right now that's not happening.